Hi everyone. So Ponting was right all along, right?
Yeah.
Although he was not technically totally right because he should have mentioned Pakistan as well. But for the sake of today's video, we are going to focus on the Bangladesh part of this statement.
Yeah, so I think Ponting was right in the sense that Bangladesh is currently one of the worst ODI team that they are going through, and we have some analysis regarding on which performance aspect they are currently lagging behind with respect to the other teams. And the key reason is that it has been exposed in the last cricket World Cup and also in the current Champions Trophy that they are not able to score big.
Yes.
So the key reason behind uh, Bangladesh not scoring big is that they are not cashing in the middle overs while they are batting.
Yes.
Yeah. So our initial discussion was like how Bangladesh are struggling in the middle overs, like why they can't score the singles and doubles, and they cannot keep wickets during the middle overs, and eventually they are not able to accelerate since they don't have much firepower back end of the innings.
So basically, if we look into the Bangladesh ODI in last 2024, actually we can see that Bangladesh. If we look into the screen right now, we can see how Bangladesh have around 50% of dot balls in almost every matches.
Exactly. As you can see in the screen right now, Bangladesh in the last 2024, they have played 9 matches, and among the 9 matches, they have won only 3 matches. So in those 3 matches, they have in those 9 matches, they have been able to score 300 only once, in which they have produced a dot ball less than 50%. So they actually produced dot ball of 144. But in all the other cases, you can see in the screen right now that they have conceded at least 50% of dot balls, which have actually disturbed the momentum during the middle overs. So that was the key issue, and why they are actually facing so many dot balls during them in the middle overs. The one of the prime reason is that they are there's a myth that Bangladesh is, as being a South Asian team, they're a good spin playing nation, but that is not a true statement, right?
Anymore.
Yeah,
I
not
mean, it.
anymore.
it I mean, the problem with Bangladeshi batters is that they, whenever, even you don't need quality spinners to beat Bangladeshi batters. You
Exactly.
just need a spinner who can just spin the ball a little bit, and Bangladeshi batters are getting beat. And at the same time, many Bangladeshi batters, they do not have any scoring options against spin bowlers, especially Tawhid Hridoy, or I would say Mushfiqur Rahim, some of the prominent batter of Bangladesh who actually cannot score against spin bowlers.
Yeah. So if we compare with the other teams like Afghanistan, how they are doing in the previous matches and how they have succeeded in the ODI format. As you can see in the screen right now, they have been able to score a lesser number of dot balls in the middle over despite having a challenging conditions. As we know, Afghanistan plays in the Dubai, and Dubai is not very batting friendly condition, and they the pitches are quite tricky to bat on. That's why I think the number of dot balls that they considered were much more better, and on as you can see in the screen right now, they have been able to score 300 more than 3 or 4 times, and in those cases also they have been able to produce a lesser number of dot balls with respect to the Bangladesh's performance, as you can see. So but if you think about the prime team who has been dominating in the ODIs, especially in the 2023 World Cup, India, you will be seeing that they have an astonishing record of conceding less number of dot balls in the middle overs and throughout the whole innings. You can see that they have hardly conceded 50% of dot balls in the whole innings, and that's the secret recipe for their success. And you can see that they have been able to score more than 350 runs in many of their batting innings, right? You can see that in those cases they have considered like one less than 120 dot balls. So as you can imagine, they have been able to score runs in more than half of their innings. That has been their secret mantra to success, and that's why they have been in such a good form in the 2023 World Cup. If you think about the final, in which they were struggling in the batting, you can see in that innings also they have uh, scored less than 50% dot balls. Still, why they were not able to score big?
Because
because
of the strike rate
because of
during
the
the
strike
middle.
rate, and also Australia were too much smart. Like they were restricting the boundaries, odd boundaries,
Yes.
since they know that they were actually rotating the strike quite well. Say they were actually focused on like saving the boundaries, and they were outstanding that day. That's why they won the World Cup that day.
So I think if I want to analyze the Bangladeshi batters, so basically, for since 2020, if we look into the batting average right now, we can see that these are the top 10 batters or the run scorers of Bangladesh, and Liton Das is actually leading the chart right now, and we can see that except Mahmudullah and Tamim Iqbal, I mean, they have the average more than 40. Now in ODI, 40 is nowadays a very common average for any batter,
Yeah.
at least the top order batters. But Mahmudullah is not a top order batter for Bangladesh. He even played at number 7, and Tamim Iqbal, he was the only top order, I mean, opener, and and also he is not playing for Bangladesh anymore. And if you look at Mehdi Hassan Miraj and Afif Hossain, both are not actually top order batter. Uh, Afif Hossain played in the top order, but not. I mean, Mehdi Hassan Miraj recently started playing in the top order, but their batting average is below 30. And also the other Mushfiqur Rahim, Liton Das, Nazmul Hassan Shanto, their batting average is somewhere around 30. And so this is a big this is something that actually showcases that how I mean how weak our batting lineup is.
Exactly.
And at the same time, I would like to highlight a case study among five teams: Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, and New Zealand, in terms of batting positions. Now, if you look into the batting average for number, as you can see in the screen right now, in terms of batting position 1, 2, 3. The batting average of Bangladesh is below every other teams: Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, New Zealand, and India.
Yeah.
The batting average of Bangladesh is more than 32, where actually it is for India it is 48. So the gap is huge. For New Zealand it's 40, Afghanistan 38. And if you look into the number 4 to number 7, you will see a very interesting thing that Bangladesh is actually doing much better than Sri Lanka and Afghanistan. And yes, Bangladesh is not. I mean, New Zealand and India is still leading the chart, but Bangladesh is doing comparatively better. And now you see that means that in naturally in every other team, the best batters are at number 1 to 3. Actually, number at 1 to 4. But we don't have that. So
No.
that means the in many cases we are scoring less runs at now at wicket number 1 or first partnership or second partnership, third partnership. So we are scoring very low runs there. So that means we are losing more and more wickets earlier.
Exactly.
And if you think about it, actually, in some way, we are likely to lose 3 wickets within 100 runs, and that puts pressure on the middle of the batters.
Exactly.
Now, I want to highlight another thing in this aspect where how much big scores are being done by the batters. So basically 100 or 50s. So if I compare with other teams, we at batting position 1 to 3, which positions Tanjit Tamim,
Somo
then
Sarkar.
Somo Sarkar and Shanto is playing. In that particular position, Bangladesh only scored 15% centuries and 50% 50s. That means in rest of the 35%, we did not score more than 50. That means less than 50. Now, if you compare that with other teams, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, New Zealand, and India, you can see there is a clear difference. Afghanistan has 30%, New Zealand had 25%, and India have 28% centuries, while we only have 15%. And in terms of 50, we are still behind. India has 87% 50s in that position, and we have only 50%.
Exactly.
And now, in from if you compare for the batting positions 4 to 7, actually we are doing very well in that aspect. We are our centuries are actually 6.84%, which is actually more than Afghanistan. Very although it's below India, New Zealand, and Sri Lanka. But for 50s, if we compare 50s, actually we are doing much better than any other team. That means our middle order batters are capable enough to score 50s.
That's because you are putting your best batter in the middle order.
Yes.
You're not putting your best batter on the top order.
So you see that now this is one thing.
Yeah.
That means we are capable enough to score 50s.
Exactly.
Now you can also say that if you are losing more than 3 or 4 wickets within 100, so definitely to score more than 200, one of your batter has to score a
stay.
50.
Yeah.
So that is what's happening here. And now I want to show you another very interesting thing, which is the strike rate. I think strike rate is a very big obsession now.
Yeah.
In terms of strike rate, in every batting position, Bangladesh is lagging behind.
Exactly.
And like if in the first three batting positions, our strike rate is only 83%, where Afghanistan is actually behind us 79. But think about that, Afghanistan, these batters are scoring more runs there. So that, and if you think about for Afghanistan played a lot of matches in Dubai.
Exactly.
Which is one factor. And the second factor, and which is a key factor, is that still they are scoring more runs. So the game plan of Afghanistan is that to preserve the wicket earlier, so that they can have enough firepower, they can score. They're the batters in the like like Nobi, then Omar Zai, then Rashid Khan, they can
Gulbuddin.
score. Gulbuddin Naib, they can score quick runs.
Exactly.
So that means even though the strike rate is lower, their batters can score runs. Now, for India, it is 97%, which is a lot. Now, if we talk about the 4 to 7, the players who play in the middle over, our batting strike rate is very, 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 very poor, which is only 82%, where India has 96%, New Zealand has 98%. So Sri Lanka has 85%. So we are also not scoring a lot of runs at good strike rate in the middle over.
Exactly.
The place where you actually score runs.
Score runs, and you actually build the momentum and set a platform to finish big in the later half, like in the last 10 overs of this innings, right? And
Yes.
that's why I think Bangladesh team management had planned the things all wrong. Like they have placed Tawhid Hridoy at the middle order, and they Tawhid Hridoy usually plays in the during the middle overs, who has a very strong weakness against spin, and he consumes so many dot balls, as you can see in the screen right now. Tawhid Hridoy in the last 9 innings in the 2024 that he has played, in most of those innings, he has consumed more than 50% of dot balls. In one innings in which he has scored a 96 not out, he has scored only 44% of dot ball. That goes to show you that the importance of rotating strike and the importance of consuming less amount of dot balls. You can score big and you can accelerate right at the last 10 overs of the innings, and your team will be benefited accordingly. And you can see in the Champions Trophy, Rashid Bhai, like you are putting Mehdi Hassan Miraj at number 4. But you can see that in the first match against India, our second wicket fell within the first 2 overs, right? So Miraj, we all know that Miraj has a strong weakness against high pace deliveries. So if Mehdi Hassan Miraj comes into that particular situation, eventually he is going to get out. That same thing has happened during the match against New Zealand. Since you haven't picked Soumya Sarkar, Shanto has opened, and you have put one down again Mehdi Hassan Miraj in that particular position. So eventually he's not facing a favorable condition during the early part of the innings. What you try to do in the early part of the innings so that a batter gets a comfortable situation so that he can settle and build the innings. But you're doing the opposite thing, right? So if you are, I think Bangladesh has done the planning all wrong. You are putting the senior players at the back end of the innings, whereas the players like in Sri Lanka, the Mahela Jayawardena, Kumar Sangakkara were playing up the order, while they were actually having much more experience in the latter half of their career, right? But our team management is doing all the things in the reverse direction. That's why I am not quite sure what they are trying to do. What they are assessing. They are not assessing the situation perfectly.
And also, if I, as you mentioned, Mehdi Hassan Miraj, I would say that Mehdi Hassan Miraj is now considered as a batter.
Yeah.
That means the team management and everyone identifies Mehdi Hassan Miraj as a batter. And the problem with Mehdi Hassan Miraj is that Mehdi Hassan Miraj does not have a very strong, does not have a strong record against pace bowlers.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is that naturally, if you think about ODI, naturally the first pace bowlers they ball in the first 10 overs or in the last 10 overs
Yeah.
they will ball. So now, if we have to pick Mehdi Hassan Miraj, so now and you are putting Mehdi Hassan Miraj as number 4. And now, if Bangladesh loses 2 wickets very early,
Yeah.
that means
That's often the case.
which is a case all the time. So that means Mehdi Hassan Miraj is likely to come at number within 10 overs,
Yeah.
where he will likely to face the pace bowlers.
Yeah.
So that means you are actually giving away another wicket.
Exactly.
Now, if you pick him at number 7, like he used to play, I would say the same thing is happening there. At number 7, definitely as number 7 batter, what you can expect, Bangladesh naturally loses their 5th wicket around 30 to 40. So he may face some spin balls
Yeah.
where he can score some runs, but again he is being exposed to the the pace bowlers.
So why we are
And,
not actually putting
let me actually there is a thing here, and then if Mehdi Hassan Miraj is cannot survive there, that means there is no other batter. I mean, at number 8, actually Bangladesh
Okay.
historically does not have any batter.
Okay.
So it is a very dilemma for Bangladeshi management that what would they do with Mehdi Hassan Miraj?
So you have like 7 batters, right?
Yes.
You know who has the strength in which particular against which particular bowling, and who has the strength against which particular bowling. So you know that Mehdi Hassan Miraj is a good player of spin ball. So you're gonna place him in the middle over. So during the 5th or 6th position in the batting order, usually the batter is more likely to face spin bowling deliveries. So why you are not putting him there and putting your senior players up the order? Like, you're putting your best batter at the finisher role, Mahmudullah Riyad. Why not you're playing him at number 4 uh, for facing the tough situations, right?
To be very honest, I never understood one thing, that why Mahmudullah Riyad never become a number 4 batter. I mean, I would say that Mahmudullah Riyad could have been the best number 4 batter in Bangladesh, because he is a batter. You see that in many matches, Bangladesh naturally loses 3 or 4 wickets within 100 runs. And in that cases, Mahmudullah Riyad always used to come as a
Exactly.
rescue, and he is the one who used to build the innings. So he knows how to build the innings. But why you are keeping a player who can build innings at number 6, and you are not and you are placing players like Tawhid Hridoy at number 4 or number 5, when these players are unable to do that?
Exactly.
Even Mushfiqur Rahim is also, I would say that with his current batting standard, he should not be at even before
In,
Mahmudullah Riyad.
yeah. So here's the case that Tauhid Hridoy is placed in the at the fifth position of the batting order, and he's playing the spin bowling deliveries, and but he faces too many dot balls there, right?
Yes.
But he has a good record against the pace bowlers, right? He doesn't face too many dot balls while he's facing pace bowlers. So why you are not putting him like one place down? Like after Mehdi Hasan Miraj, you place Mehdi Hasan Miraj at 5, then then Mushfiq or Tauhid Hridoy at the finishing role, right? So
Yes.
I think the batting order has not been sorted by the team management, like according to the strength of Bangladeshi batters who are actually picked during the 11. So I think that's the major downfall um, in the ICC global events, not only in this particular Champions Trophy, but in all the cases. But as we can see that we are trying to actually make some scapegoats, like we are making scapegoat Tauhid Hridoy as a scapegoat, like he couldn't score in the singles or doubles, rotate the strike in the middle overs, and our whole nation is actually making Mahmudullah Riyad and Mushfiqur Rahim as the scapegoat, since they're getting old and they couldn't perform in the big stage. So what's your take on that?
Okay. So basically, what happens in Bangladesh, in every case, not just in cricket, is that we try to find some people. Try to, if any problem happens, we try to find some people and we make them the scapegoat, and we actually, after that, we are fine. We go on with our day. That's it. We are happy, and the thing is, the problem doesn't go away.
Yeah.
So that means, I think in this Champions Trophy, we are going to make Mushfiqur Rahim and Mahmudullah Riyad as scapegoat, because both of them failed to score big runs. And definitely, I mean, I would say that that's true. That, yeah, Mushfiqur Rahim is in bad form for a long, long time. Mahmudullah Riyad was in touch, but unfortunately, he couldn't
didn't.
score
Yeah.
runs in the Champions Trophy. So yes, he's likely to be the scapegoat. But is it the problem? And also, one thing I would like to mention here is that before the first match, our players are there are some photos that circulated that they were having a party. I mean, with, and the food choices and everything was did not look like it's a professional setup.
Yeah, like Tauhid Hridoy, before scoring century, he was facing a lot of cramp, right? Why
Yes.
he was facing so much cramp? Like he was so much dehydrated. That's why
Yes.
he was facing so much cramp. So, like the dinner he had before, he was supposed to have like dehydration, right?
Now,
Like you're consuming so much oily food, you were supposed to have dehydration, right? So
yes.
why didn't you like take this situation under consideration while going to the party? Like, yes, you are invited to a party, you go there, there is no harm in that, but you do not consume such thing which can affect the match scenario, right?
And also, this also showcases one thing, that is the players. I mean, how professional they are, and the team management, not just the players. I do not want to say that players. Definitely, it is the decision of the or any. I mean, team management. They they know about it. So why this thing happened? And if you think about in Bangladesh, whenever they're going like in any any World Cup or any international tours, you will say that many times it looks more like a very casual tour, like
Yeah.
they're there,
Going to a picnic.
I do not, to be very honest. Yes, as a, we are PhD students. Even we also go to the conferences. But naturally, whenever we are going for any corporate travel or any official travel, there are some guidelines that
Exactly.
even we do follow.
Exactly.
Like for example, if you think about like me, I went to last year I went to Colorado, Denver for presenting my paper in conference. So in that travel, yes, at the first day I did my travel. I mean I explored a lot of places, but on the third but my presentation is on the third day. So from second day I did not go anywhere. My
Yeah.
all focus was on the presentation.
Exactly.
I made the presentation, I was working on it, and I kept myself completely away from everything. I even actually stayed at a hotel the whole day. I slept very early that night so that I am well prepared for the presentation. The day I have a presentation, I went there and presented. So this is, I'm not a sports person. I am a PhD student. I'm a student. I went to somewhere that I never seen. Couldn't I stay out the whole night? Couldn't I enjoy the whole night? I could have done that, but I
Yeah.
didn't do that. Rather, because I know that there is a presentation tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have to sleep. I cannot be drowsy there.
Exactly.
So this is something that even as a professional we follow.
Yeah.
But now you are playing a sport where your body is very important. Your body, you have to keep your body in the top shape for an international, not just it's not a match. It's not a regular match.
It's an international tournament. Global tournament.
Global tournament. Everyone is watching. Every fan is watching. Every fan would invest 8 hours of their time just to watch how you are playing. And you decided to travel. You decided to attend a dinner before the match day. Okay, fine. And your food choice was totally out of the line.
Exactly.
It is not a food choice that you go through before a match. Even we don't do that when we are having tournament.
Yeah, like I think another point, Rashid bhai, like the person who hosted the event before the match, what was he thinking actually? Like, why would he actually go for arranging such a dinner party just before a crucial match? You know,
Look.
Bangladesh is heavily dependent on momentum on every stage. Bangladesh did very well in 2019 World Cup just because they were able to beat South Africa on the very first match. They became very confident from that match, and eventually they were performing very well. Even though some of the players were not able to perform that much according to their
Strength.
yeah, but I think that particular scenario scenario shows that Bangladesh is heavily dependent on momentum. So you know that Bangladesh needs momentum. Why are you actually planning such thing that can ruin the momentum?
Look, the thing is, I mean, we actually do not know who hosted that. Although some people say certain names, but let's say that we don't know the
Okay.
name.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, hosting a team like Bangladesh. As a Bangladeshi, it is definitely something that we are proud of. We would want to do that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, isn't it the responsibility of the team management to decide whether to go or not? Like, if I invite you to my house, at the end of the day, it's your decision to know whether you want to go or not. If I invite you, let's say you have an exam tomorrow, and I say, okay, come to my house, would you come?
That's the problem of, I think, the South Asian people. Like they don't take things seriously. I would not take, especially I would not say South Asian, especially Bangladeshi people. They are actually, they take the things too casually. Like they, before the exam, we say we say that let's watch a movie. It's not going to harm that much. 2 hours of movie is not going to cost you so much. So this is the culture that we're getting brought up into.
I understand the cultural part,
Yeah.
but the thing is, I mean, sometimes on individual level, you are okay to do everything you want, but the thing is, it is an official thing. It's an
Exactly.
international team. It is a team that are playing in an ICC tournament, in a global tournament. It has a lot of stakes. A lot of people are sponsoring this team. A lot of people are watching their game. Now, if you do not act professionally on this place, then why you are doing this? I mean, this is something that you see that, okay, look, everyone would want to host Bangladesh team, right? Everyone. I mean, even I want to host Bangladesh. If Bangladesh ever comes here, I would try my best to at least bring one player to my house, and if I bring them, definitely I'm not going to look into the diet or something. I
Exactly.
will try to cook the best food,
Best food you
and
can cook.
I want them to have the best feelings here.
Exactly,
But the
exactly.
thing is, it is the job of the team management. It is the job of the team management and to decide whether they're going or not. There, in every international, if in any official travel, there are some regulations that everyone follows. Every corporate company, every, I mean, university, every
Organization.
organization, they follow particular rules. What to, I mean, in individual in your individual travel, no one cares.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. I mean, within the ethical limits. But in the official travel, there has to be some guidelines.
Exactly.
And that guideline was missing. Now, this is one thing that I would like to say about this Champions Trophy, that I did not find any official, anything that say that it was a professional tour. The tour was itself was not professional. Now, so that means team manage. Also, if you think about the practice, we only had one practice match before the
Champions Trophy.
Champions Trophy, and that too was with Pakistan Shaheen.
Pakistan Shine.
So was it a good practice?
Yeah, yeah. That's the point. Like,
I mean, we lost the match,
yeah.
and was it a good practice?
And even before, like, you had played that particular practice match. Before that, you have played two T20 tournaments, BPL tournament and NCL T20 tournament. So
Yes.
that's the case. Bangladeshi batters were seen to be too much impatient in the middle while they were batting, because they were actually in the T20 mode for the last 2 or 3 months, right?
Yes, and another thing that I would like to mention, like to talk about, is that when you were saying that Bangladesh played too much T20, if you look into Afghanistan,
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. That Afghanistan players were actually playing ILT20, but
yes,
they have become
it's a
so much professional.
T20
Like they were able to cope up to different format. Like if you see about Australia, they were playing
Big Bash.
Big Bash. They were playing test matches against India. So India was also playing Border Gavaskar Trophy. Just after that, they have played a 5-match ODI series against England. Australia also played 3-match ODI series against Sri Lanka. So, but just before that, they were able to shift the gear in from test format or T20 format into the ODI format. But when we are going to be so much professional that we can adapt to different format of cricket anytime we want.
In that note, I think you have raised a very wonderful point. And in that note, I want to add a very, very important topic here. Now, think about Mehdi Hassan Miraj. We are talking about Mehdi Hassan Miraj a lot. And I think I always mention this, that Mehdi Hassan Miraj was started as a bowler, and we tried to make him a batter. And now we are trying to make him an all-rounder. So definitely, as a player, he's going through some transformations. Can you ask me that in other team what would happen in this case?
Yeah. So he would have been dropped from the team quite early, right?
Yes, but there's one thing that is these players. Like if you think about Steven Smith,
Mhm.
he played in the, I mean, in
As a
the
leg
as
spinner,
like a leg
started as a
spinner.
yeah.
Then whenever he felt that okay, he want to be better, he went to the county. He played county matches, and that's where he transformed.
Exactly,
Now
exactly.
look into our Dhaka Premier League.
If we
Yeah,
want to talk about Dhaka Premier League, Rashid bhai, so many um like so many unwanted truths are going to be revealed that people don't want to hear.
and also look. I mean, just I have one question, and I think I would not want to. I don't want to discuss about Dhaka Premier League now because I feel like it deserves a video itself.
Exactly.
So the thing is, Dhaka Premier. Can you kindly tell me that how many players Dhaka Premier League produced over last 5 years?
None. Simply none. The players who are performing in Dhaka Premier League, they are not getting picked in the they're not getting picked in the national recruitment.
No,
Like
national team.
Anamul
No.
Haq Bijoy, he was performing for 3 or 4 seasons. He's not getting picked, but you can see that the same players are coming into our discussion again and again. No new players are actually coming from this
Exactly.
particular discussion.
Exactly, and you if you, we used to be a team that adores ODI format, and you see that in ODI we have only one mentionable league that happens in our country, which is
Dhaka Premier League.
Dhaka Premier League, and in from that particular Dhaka Premier League or DPL or Dhaka League, how whatever you say, we are not producing any players,
Exactly. That's the
and
quality of our domestic cricket.
and And now, when we expect our team to go to semi-final in an international trophy, that's a big ask.
Exactly.
And if we go on like that, I can say we are going to experience more and more bad days. So, I think we want to end here with a sad note, to be very and with a very pessimistic note. I think before the Champions Trophy, at least Majid was very hopeful,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, I am not seeing any hope in his eyes. I didn't have anyway, so we both are pessimistic right now, and I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I think Rashid Bhai, currently the way things are going, things are not looking good. I have to be very honest. If you are to produce top quality players, you have to go from door to door and give them enough opportunity to showcase that they are picking the right person for the right job. If you are not if you are getting partisaned, then you will not be able to succeed in such international tournaments. So, just I would want to say to the BCB that it is a time to wake up. The wake up call has been alarmed. We have to be very serious from for our cricket starting from right now. Otherwise, no other Bangladeshi spectators are not going to turn on their TV and go into the stadium and watch their favorite team play in the middle.
And at the end of the day, Ponting was right all along. Thank you, everyone. Uh, Share our video, subscribe to our channel, and share your comments. See you again.